Action is WICR.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Now, if you've been listening, you realize that this whole episode of Bill and Bob is about baseball, and we're gonna continue with the trend. I shouldn't say trend; it's the wrong word.
We're continuing it just like the Yankees and Red Sox. We're continuing baseball.
Mets, Phillies, Dodgers, Giants.
I said just like the Yankees, Red Sox. We're continuing Friday night.
Oh yes, I get it. That flew over my head. My mistake.
Yeah, flew over your head.
Yeah. All right, so
just like Floyd's punches are gonna fly over Pacquiao's head.
let's hope. Hopefully.
And Pacquiao's about to hit him.
Yeah. Hit him
That
out.
1-2.
Knock him out.
Knock him out first round KO in Vegas.
He's not Tyson. But anyway, let's back to business. There's a lot of pressing issues in Major League Baseball. Well, one of the major ones. Well, we have a couple. There's a pace of play rules. But those have been working out really well, so there's no real complaints there. And then, of course, the other issue is the lack of runs being scored in baseball. And we're going to start with that. Now, Bill, do you have anything to add on to say anything about the lack of runs in baseball, or?
No, I think that.
I don't have an issue with it. I feel like that's the way baseball is supposed to be.
Rob, I think that, again, it's the way baseball is supposed to be played. It's a natural thing, just like nature. And I think that, 1 year you're going to have someone hitting the ball in the park at a tremendous rate. Then another year you're going to have pitchers striking everyone out, or people hitting fly balls or ground balls. That's just how nature rolls.
And also I feel like if there's another really good power hitter coming into baseball, I think Giancarlo Stanton is that guy at this point. I think fans
or Bryce Harper, or
Harper hasn't really had a season where he's hit a lot of home runs yet. But
yeah,
I feel like fans will be more appreciative of these big powerful power hitters. Wow, who are able to show these feats of strength organically and naturally. That's another thing that's good for baseball.
Yeah, but again, on
the subject of that,
on the topic of being organic and natural, look at Mejia from the Mets.
Henry Mejia. This is one of the very few times. Usually when I hear a New York baseball player, getting caught for steroids, it's 99% of the time a Yankee. This is one of the rare times where it happened in the Mets.
Or it'll be a Met and no one cares because they're not a good player.
Or it'd be a Yankee.
That's honest.
That's the honest. It'd be a Yankee.
Rob, no, or it'll be a Met. It's probably half and half, but it seems like 9% of the time because if it's a Met, they just suck. Okay, continuing. Let's talk about Mejia.
They don't usually get caught.
Let's talk about Mejia and the case study of Mejia.
They're a clean baseball team. But Mejia is obviously the exception of what I just said. His suspension was actually pretty cruel. Not cruel.
Cruel?
No, listen.
Look what they gave Alex.
Listen.
Look what they gave Alex. Look what they gave Alex.
Listen. Because Alex, it was a lot worse. Think about it.
They were going to give him 211 because they just don't like champions.
Yeah, champions.
That's the problem with society. They just don't like champions.
Okay.
But
anyway, like I was saying, if you really look at the suspension, and I feel like just wow. The suspension was pretty harsh, but it's right. It was a right punishment. Suspended him for 80 games, and also he doesn't have the opportunity to pitch in the playoffs if the Mets happen to make it. And that right there. I didn't expect the whole playoff thing. That kind of threw me off. I didn't know that they were able to do that, but apparently they are. And I actually listened to a show. I forgot what it was, a TV show, radio show. I don't really remember. And they talked about how it's kind of like a child. If a child does something bad, and you punish them for it, and you punish them in a way that they wouldn't want to do it again. And I feel like that's what Major League Baseball is doing with Mejia, and that's the right way to do it.
Yo, Rob, I think that with Rob Manfred's new tenure as being commissioner of the MLB, we're definitely entering a new era, and with Rob Manfred putting a new signature on the baseball, a new stamp on there with his signature, we're also going to have to put a new stamp, a new hold, a new grip on the steroid and drug epidemic that's plaguing Major League Baseball. The time for reform in Major League Baseball has come, and we're gonna have to go answer, because we've seen with fans leaving the ballpark and going to other sports arenas and stadiums in hockey, basketball, and football. And if that trend is going to continue, then we're not going to be doing anything about Major League Baseball's drug epidemic. But Rob, I think that baseball, for many fans, why they gravitated towards it was because it was the purest game up until Jose Canseco, up until Mark McGwire, up until Alex Rodriguez,
Barry Bonds, Sammy
and
Sosa.
Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, you name it.
Ken Kaminti, who won MVP for 1
Rob,
year.
you name the player. You got hundreds of players caught, and hundreds of players, if not thousands of players, that have gone through the system, whether at the minors or at the majors.
I think the major issue.
Uncut.
I'm sorry to interrupt you there, but I think the major issue really is identifying what drugs are illegal. I feel like that's another big issue in baseball. They have a hard time telling players what's legal and what's illegal, and there's certain
Players and also educating them and the trainers, where
things,
players are being taken advantage of by trainers.
Certain things that are illegal are found in legal substances. So what are you going to do about that? That's probably what happened to Mejia. That's probably what happened to Santana, Irvin Santana. I'm referring to. That's probably happened to a lot of players actually. David Ortiz actually in his article said that.
Yeah.
There was a substance that was illegal. No, that was illegal, not legal
Rob,
and all that.
Rob, we can all agree that the time has come for reform in not just the way players go about the game, but also in drug policy, whether you want to get stricter or looser. And I would advocate for a tighter hold and stricter reform.
I mean, we're seeing.
I think personally that we're at the end of this segment.
Yes, that is right. Actually, we're at the end of the show. Believe it or not.
But this discussion will definitely continue online if you follow us on Instagram. Bill.Maloney is my Instagram, and Rob Bias. Rob, do you have a confusing Instagram?
Oh no, my Instagram is personal only.
It is _ARGYLEBAEZ RGL Bias. So we will continue.
Between. But we'll
underscores between. We'll continue this.
And next week we will have NBA playoff coverage. Oh no, is it playoffs next week? Well, we're gonna talk about the NBA and playoff.
And also a shout out to Jordan Spieth for winning the Masters.
Oh yes, golf's not really my thing, but I did hear about that.
And the NHL playoffs.
Isn't he 21 years old?
I think so. And also the NHL playoffs are starting this week.
Yes.
And shout out to the Islanders and the Rangers for making it. And also the Brooklyn Nets are in the NBA playoffs, I believe.
No, I think they're about a half game out.
No, I saw tickets online that they're in the NBA playoffs.
I mean, they're half game out. Who knows? We'll discuss it next week.
Well, Brooklyn, hopefully you're in the building. Keep it moving.
Tank for New York. I mean, there's not that many games
and
left.
The Knicks aren't even able to lose properly.
It's sad.
I mean,
but
you go from number 1 to number 6.
But
you go from 6 to number 1 in losing.
Time is up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for listening.
And go Gales.
Yes.
See you next Tuesday at 1.
See you next Tuesday at 1 p.m. This is Bill and Bob signing off.
Goodbye.